In 3 decades, humanity faces an unprecedented turning point, a permanent global population decline that will reshape civilization forever. This dark image of one figure consuming another captures the essence of generational cannibalism, where one generation devours the future of the next. America's founding motto, "Out of many, one Millennial," has twisted into something darker. Out of many, resentment, anger, hatred. National decline stems from 3 invisible forces: gerontocracy, generational conflict, and gambling, together forming the architecture of America's deterioration. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a boomer republic, where wealth and power concentrate in aging hands. Baby boomers control 52% of national wealth, despite making up just 24% of the adult population. The pie chart shows boomers hold 83.3 trillion of America's 163.1 trillion in household wealth, while millennials and Gen Z combined hold only 17.1 trillion. Wealth concentration directly blocks opportunity. The ladder to prosperity hasn't just been pulled up, it's been sold at auction. The graph reveals a stark trend. House members aged 70 or older have surged from 20 in 1991 to 86 today, with a sharp rise after 2000. Political life has become a geriatric echo chamber, where laws are written by those who won't live to face their consequences. In New York, 71% of elderly tenants enjoy rent-stabilized apartments with $672 monthly discounts, while young people need either 40% home price drops or 60% income increases just to reach 2019 affordability. This housing crisis isn't uniquely American. It's a global phenomenon affecting developed nations worldwide. In Taiwan, young workers rent cramped Taofang rooms for 1/3 of their salary and would need to save every penny for 28 years to afford a Taipei home. The illustration tells the story plainly. 61% of boomers plan to stay in their homes indefinitely, perpetuating housing scarcity for younger buyers. The numbers are even more striking. 73% of boomers value their community stability over affordability for the young, and 59% would vote to protect home values even if it means fewer people can afford homes. COVID sealed the social contract in amber, declaring for the first time that the old would be protected at any cost. Schools closed, careers froze, dreams deferred. When you're told to wait your turn by people who already spent yours, rage starts to sound like reason. The pandemic deepened inequality through multiple channels. Pensions, portfolios, and healthcare safety nets buffered older cohorts, while lower income and younger families bore the brunt. In France, pensioners now earn more on average than working people, a historic reversal where those who've stopped contributing receive more than those actively working. The scatterplot shows France at 103 has crossed the threshold where retirees out-earn workers, while most countries like Australia at 62 and the US at 85 remain below parity. France and the UK have increased spending on elderly benefits far more steeply than peer nations, with France at 75 and the UK at 65 compared to a peer average of just 40. The line chart tracks this divergence. Since 2001, France peaked near 3 percentage points of GDP, the UK above 2.5, while peer countries reached only 1.5. French projections show retiree living standards rising until 2000, holding steady until 2020, then declining across all scenarios through 2070, yet they still start from a position of advantage. Millennials exist as wage earners, hurt by inflation and left behind by policies designed to fuel asset prices they can't access. This anxiety manifests physically. A quarter of Gen Z feels worried about the future almost constantly as systemic inequities become psychological distress. While Western frustration drives extreme politics, youth in Africa and Asia have taken to the streets in Morocco, Madagascar, Indonesia, Kenya, and Mongolia. These demonstrations share common roots: aging elites, rising costs, weak job creation, and income disparities converging across very different political environments. In America, economic frustration drives youth toward radical alternatives, from tenants' rights organizing to socialist mayoral campaigns. An African proverb warns, "The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth." When the future stops paying dividends, the present becomes a casino where speculation replaces saving and risk replaces patience. Traditional investment strategies, saving, planning, patience, have given way to gambling mentality, rolling dice, going all in, hitting on 17. The generational divide is stark. Young people favor crypto at 28% and rank US stocks last at 14%, while those 44 and older put US stocks first at 41% and crypto dead last at 4%. Sports betting legalization has poisoned the nation's risk tolerance. With betting now legal in 38 states and $35 billion projected on NFL games alone, the Men's Health Survey reveals 44% find it difficult to watch sports without wanting to bet, and 1% would wager $10,000 for a shot at $1 million. Since downloading betting apps, 67% of users bet more frequently than before, showing how technology accelerates addiction. The human cost is severe. 1 in 5 men are or have been in debt from sports betting. Millennials and Gen Z speculate in alternative assets and short-term trades more than any generation before, with South Korea even streaming live futures trading as esports. The cartoon captures a dark truth. Some young people's retirement plan is hoping for complete economic collapse, so something more equitable can rise from the ashes. We gamble with money, politics and meaning because the spin itself feels like proof we're still alive and have some way out. The sequence is clear: saving abandoned, speculation adopted, planning rejected, parlaying embraced, as young people treat politics like options trading with emotional leverage. These three forces don't exist in isolation. They feed each other in a vicious cycle that compounds inequality and frustration. Gerontocracy breeds conflict. Conflict fuels gambling. And gambling reinforces gerontocracy because the house always wins. The circular flowchart shows the loop. Birth rates fall, society ages, politics accommodates older voters, and the young pay the bill. Then the cycle repeats. The young live in compressed time, lurching from crisis to crisis, while the old live in stretched time, moving from security to security. One side can't slow down, the other refuses to move. We are the United States of acrimony, addicted to outrage, risk, and the faint hope that one lucky spin can rewrite a lifetime of loss. The old hoard time and resources while the young gamble what little they have left, both sides terrified to stop their destructive strategies. There's no policy fix for a spiritual vacancy. We've lost faith in patience, in compounding, in slow building. Science progresses one funeral at a time, and so too society. Until then, we'll keep burning down institutions, hoping the throw finally lands in our favor.